those divinely inspired writings must be out there somewhere in the universe. Immediately, however, we run up against a problem. Well, all right, let's throw our Bibles away. Okay. There are literally hundreds of religions in the world, many of them claiming to have their own divinely inspired scripture,
right?
Since these various scriptures make conflicting claims,
right.
like the Quran.
So where has God spoken?
Right.
Is the question,
right? Yeah. Why do you have the only right answer? Well, 2 + 2 = 4. It's okay to say that there are other numbers out in the world, but 4 can be the right answer. So the Quran, for example, contradicts the Bible's teaching that Jesus was the Son of God. We have to discriminate between the two, and discriminate meaning make a choice between.
That's right. Determine which one is the correct one.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So for YouTube, we're not discriminating against people. We're saying, hey, this is a claim where two competing values are
right?
running into a wall,
or at least inconsistent
of each other, and so we have to figure out which one or both aren't true,
or neither.
Right.
Yeah.
So which of these writings are the truly inspired ones?
Right. And so he tells us that once we start to survey the field, he says it's really not as nearly as complex as we might first assume. He says the number of serious contenders turn out to be very small. Any genuine divine revelation would have to fit a certain profile, right? He says just like a work of Plato or Shakespeare or Charles Dickens or whatever would have distinctive features reflecting its authorship, so any divine authored writings would also have certain recognizable qualities.
Right.
So that kind of gives us a hint now of the real verbal, the real written communication from God. Right. Yeah.
So we saw in previous chapters that only a God who is transcendent, perfect, and personal can account for the things that we take for granted in our lives. So a genuine divine revelation would have to present itself as a verbal communication from that God. That immediately rules out the sacred scriptures of Eastern religions such as Hinduism, Jainism, Sikhism, and Buddhism, since those writings don't present themselves as a verbal revelation from a transcendent, perfect, personal God.
Right.
So, okay, well, we took out the East from there.
Right. So what he's suggesting here is it gets relatively easy once you understand the type of person that God is, right? And if a revelation isn't consistent with the type of person that God has to be, this personal, transcendent, perfect God, then we can rule those types of scriptures out. Not to say that there may or may not be some truth in some of those scriptures, right?
Yeah.
But we would have to rule them out as the specific revelation of the God that that has to exist,
right,
which is what he's already shown in a previous chapter, right?
And which we've also covered in things like Nancy Pearcey's Finding Truth, or I guess that would be one of the better ones to go to.
Mitch Stokes deals with that somewhat.
Yeah. So the idea that a consistent worldview would have everything in the box, the explanatory power, and we wouldn't leave anything out. Right. Well, a lot of those leave stuff out that we experience in the world, and so they kind of have an explanation of those things aren't real. Well, okay, you're running full force into the wall, and you believe it's not real. You come to a surprising realization that you have to kind of make a defeater for.